WWOZ.org if you're streaming us around the globe. We were just listening to the Palm Court Jazz Band featuring Kevin Lewis from the album Last Chance to Dance. We heard Muhlenberg Joys. And we are super fortunate enough because Kevin Lewis is in the studio today, and he has brought the Preservation Brass with him. Kevin, how are we doing today?
I am swell.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking some time out to be with the WWOZ listeners.
It's great to be here in this beautiful location, loving the view from the windows out here. You can see the boats going by. Big fancy yacht here for the Super Bowl.
All right. You guys want to play a song and then we'll chat a little bit?
Why not?
All right. Let's hear some music. And we're hearing it live at WWOZ in our Hellas Foundation studio. And they're playing live in the Gia Mayone Prima Foundation studio. This is going to be on our Facebook and YouTube pages.
Ready? Yeah. Whack. Whack.
That was the Preservation Brass live in the GMA-owned Prima Foundation studio. And we are broadcasting this live on our Facebook and YouTube channel. And Kevin, thank you once again so much for bringing Preservation Brass to the WWOZ studios. It's amazing to have you all here.
It's my pleasure to go anywhere with these gentlemen.
Right on. So what is Preservation Brass? It's kind of an offshoot of the Preservation Hall Jazz Band?
Yeah, it's the brass band there. It's the brass band at Preservation Hall for the most part.
And when did Preservation Brass come together?
Before this group of it, Will Smith, the real Will Smith, the real Will Smith led this band. Him and Darryl Adams.
Okay.
And Richard was in the band. Tanya was in the band, and Fat Man was playing snare. Then they had Jeffrey was in the band, late great Jeffrey Hill, you know. And when that band kind of went its own separate way, and this band started, me and Mark kind of started this project together. Mark Bro, he's flying in right now to make it for the record release later on today.
Awesome. Why don't we play another song and then we'll talk about the record?
All right.
All right. What are we going to hear?
We're going to hear, well, that first tune was a John Brunious tune entitled Bagatelle. And we're going to do another John Brunious tune entitled Hot Sausage Rag.
All right. And this is the Preservation Brass live in the WWOZ GMA-owned Prima Foundation. And make sure you check out our YouTube and Facebook channel because we're streaming live. Preservation Brass live in the GMA-owned Prima Foundation right here at WWOZ. And we are broadcasting this live performance on our Facebook and YouTube channels. And Kevin, man, you guys sound awesome. And you guys just put out, or are getting ready to put out, a brand new record.
It's out now.
It's out?
Yep.
And how did this record come about? This was a labor of love, wasn't it?
Definitely was. Jap on sousaphone, Julius McKee, him and Kerry Hunter, Fat Man, came to me and they were like, we need to record this band. We had been, playing at the hall for some years every Monday night, and we were developing this camaraderie, this bond. It was just sounding real good. And they were like, we need to record it. And I was like, bet, let's do it. We went in the studio, and we did it in like 3 days.
Because Ben was telling me, Ben Jaffe, he was saying that you guys brought the complete record to him. It was all done, ready to go, and you guys put it all together yourselves.
Definitely. That was the intent. Was to give him a finished product with what we wanted it to sound like.
Because it's when I first heard it, the first feeling I felt was just overwhelming joy and lightness. It was just...
That's Monday nights.
Yeah, it almost brought tears to my eyes.
Yeah.
And that's when the Preservation Brass regularly plays on Mondays. Is that correct?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And why don't you come a little bit closer to the mic so we can hear you a little bit better?
All right. That's better?
Yeah, and then how long has the band been playing, holding down the Monday night slot at Preservation Hall?
Oh, man.
Or this version of it, anyway.
About 7-8 years, something like that now.
So you guys have really developed a synergy between y'all.
Mm-hmm.
How about we...
And Mark not even here. You know, when Mark is here, I think that's when the band is at its best, personally.
Awesome. And then you guys are doing a gig tonight?
Yep.
All right. That'll be tonight, and it'll also be a record release because it's at the Hall.
Yep.
Awesome. Why don't we play another track off the album?
Want we play it, or y'all gonna play it from the album?
Why don't you guys play another live one?
Live. All right.
What are we gonna hear?
Want to do the vocal one, or you want to do slide frog slide? Let's do the vocal one. All right, we're gonna do "Won't You Come Home, Bill Bailey."
All right, and this is the Preservation Brass live in the WWOZ GMA-owned Prima Foundation studio.
I'm reaching for the water. On one Saturday morning, the sun was shining fine. Lady love of old Bill Bailey was hanging clothes on the line in her yard. She was weeping. See, she married a mean man. Went and put her down. Had her standing out in the street crying with the crowd all hanging around. And to that crowd, she yells out loud, "Won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Won't you come home?" She cried the whole night through. She said she'll do a little cooking, try to help out with some rent, 'cause she knows she done you wrong. Remember that rainy evening, she kicked you out the house. You had nothing but a fine tooth comb. Now she knows that she's to blame. To scandalize your name, Bill Bailey, won't you please go? Won't you come, Bill Bailey? Won't you come? She cried the whole night through. She said she'll do a little cooking, laundry, dishes, put out garbage, try to help her rent, all that. Cause she knows she done you wrong. Remember that rainy evening? It was right after the hurricane, and she kicked you in the back of your lap. You had nothing but a fine tooth comb. Now she knows that she's to blame. The scandalizing name, Bill Bailey. Hey, Bill Bailey, Bill Bailey, won't you please go?
And the Preservation Brass live in the GMAON Prima Foundation studio. Sounded amazing, Kevin. Kevin, do you think you can introduce the Preservation Brass to the OZ listeners?
Definitely. On trombone, we have Mr. Richard Anderson right here.
All right, Richard.
Right. On clarinet, we have Mr. Bruce Brackman.
Yes, Bruce.
On the sousaphone, we have Julius McKee.
All right, Julius.
On the bass drum, we have Tanio Hengel.
The mighty Taddeo.
Right. And on the snare drum, we have Glenn Finister Andrews.
All right, Glenn. And so the brand new album is called For Fat Man.
That's right.
And you made it a tribute to Fat Man after it.
Yeah, we had to. I mean, tragically, last Mardi Gras, we lost him to a drunk driver. And, it was, I think it might have been Ron Rona was the first person who told me. He said, man, we should name the album after Fat. Because I was going to do That Trad Life was a hashtag I've been using for a long time. And I was going to, traditional album, I was going to name it that. But when he said, let's do it for Fat Man, it meant no resistance. Just, it had to go that way. That's what it was.
Right on. So thank you, Ron Rona, for coming up with the name. And once again, you guys are playing tonight at the Preservation Hall.
That's right.
And you play every Monday at Preservation Hall, right?
Yep, every Monday.
And how many shows do you play on Monday?
Four
shows?
Yeah, we play one at 5, 6:15, 7:30, and 8:45.
And tonight will be the record release of Preservation Brass for Fat Man.
That's right.
All right. Gentlemen, you think you got one more song in you for the
why not? This tune here was a tune written by the late great Waldron Joseph, Frog Joseph, as we all called him. Tribute to himself is entitled Slide Frog Slide. We're going to feature our trombone player, Mr. Richard Anderson, on this one.
And this is the Preservation Brass live in the GMAON Prima Foundation studio on WWOZ FM New Orleans.
Whap, whap, whap. Hey, what's the matter now? Hey, what's the matter now? Hey, what's the matter now? Little girl, go home and tell your mom. Hey, what's the matter now? Hey, what's the matter now? Little girl, go home and tell your mom that the man is so good.
Alrighty. Once again, that was the Preservation Brass live in the GMA-owned Prima Foundation studio. Gentlemen, thank you all so much for coming on
Thanks
down.
for having us. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for making the beautiful record for the Fat Man. It is an amazing, amazing record. If you don't have it, you need to go out and get it
Go out and get it.
immediately. And if you need to hear more of the Preservation Brass, go ahead and check them out tonight over at Preservation Hall, 726 St. Peter Street. First show's at 5 p.m.
That's
That's
right.
right?
That's
All
right.
right. So catch more Preservation Brass tonight at Preservation Hall. And we want to thank you all once again for tuning into WWOZ. And we'll be right back with more music after these messages.